What is going on, guys? CWpoke here, back with a brand new episode of Road to Regionals, where we will be battling someone with a VGC 16 team on the Battlespot ladder, trying to prepare for the Winter Regionals coming up very soon. Now, if you guys did not already notice, this is a pretty exciting episode because I have a brand new team. I used this team actually in the International Challenge, I believe a week ago. It was a week ago online, an online VGC 16 tournament. I used this team, basically Pokemon for Pokemon, except I did change one move, and I'll explain that later. But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. This team, instead of being based around a Primal Groudon and Xerneas, this is actually based around Primal Kyogre and Mega Rayquaza. So going to be using some new legendaries today, as we find finals from Italy with a rating of 1661. Now, I did actually do another match, and I had to drop out of it for a very funny reason. I will probably upload that blooper later on the channel, but until then, my opponent has a team of Talonflame, Primal Kyogre, Ferrothorn, Cresselia, Mawile, and Groudon, Primal Groudon. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting here because it looks like this team is pretty obviously Trick Room oriented. 5 out of 6 of those Pokemon can easily be slow. The Talonflame can also get the priority with the Brave Bird, so this team honestly really seems like it's just dedicated Trick Room, although he could be running some Tailwind shenanigans too with that Talonflame. So that is something I'm going to have to be a little wary of, but I kind of like this because this team is a very offensive, heavy-hitting team, and can honestly pressure him pretty well just right off the bat. So what do I want to do here is the question, to try and get rid of that Cresselia that's probably going to lead out on turn 1. Probably going to lead out on turn 1. It might not lead out on turn 1, in which case we're going to be screwed. But what I could do is actually go straight into the Rayquaza Kyogre lead here. I feel pretty safe about that. I'm a little worried about a Talonflame showing up, maybe even Mawile showing up, but this is okay. I think this is okay. Worst case scenario, we could bring Landorus in the back, who also doesn't really mind this matchup too much. What is Togekiss doesn't really do much here. Maybe Ferrothorn just in case Trick Room gets set up and things get a little hairy. And then also Landorus. I think that Intimidate's going to be really valuable in this matchup. So we're just going to go for it. I'd really like to be able to get an Intimidate off on that Mawile and the Talonflame if possible. Although it also doesn't hurt to intimidate that Ferrothorn too. So we're going to try it out. See what happens. So I lead straight off the bat with Kyogre and Rayquaza. Now, if you guys have not seen my analysis on Rayquaza, I really like this because what I can do is I don't have to worry about him switching in Primal Groudon this turn. I can go straight for a Water Spout and Mega Evolve, and my weather will come up after the possible switch in. So we're going to Primal Evolve right now. The rain is going to go up. It's not going to have any effect because of Airlock as well on my Rayquaza. So it essentially is like there's no weather on the field. It's going to show rain, but I don't get a water boost right now. I don't get anything special, so that is something to keep in mind. And here's one thing, I don't want to take a possible Choice Band Brave Bird, especially on the Kyogre here. I'd like to preserve Kyogre to get those heavy water spouts off. So, what am I going to want to do here is always the million-dollar question, really. I think I'm going to go for the... I kind of want to go for the Extreme Speed and Origin Pulse. I think that is... This one doesn't have Origin Pulse. This one has Thunder. That is a misplay on my part. Oh, shoot. Okay, Water Spout should still be alright here. Oh, man. My opponent doesn't switch out, which is good. But does my opponent go for the Brave Bird onto Kyogre doing a lot of damage? That could be pretty bad. Oh, man. I messed up. This is the wrong Kyogre, but that's okay. That's okay. He goes to the Brave Bird. Please onto Rayquaza. Please onto Rayquaza. Please onto Rayquaza. Yes! Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to get a full-powered Water Spout off and a Dragon Ascent onto that Crest. It might survive if it's a Citrus Berry set, but if it's not Citrus Berry, this thing is going down. It is not going to be surviving this. And the Talonflame is also long gone. That does over half, which is good. Looks like it is not Citrus. It's going to do... Oh, it's Rocky Helmet. Perfect. So this is going to go off. It's not going to be boosted in the rain, but that should be enough to take it out as it does. So I get a quick 4-0 lead, taken out, or 4-2 lead. Sorry, not 4-0. The game's not over just yet, but that is a pretty good start for me. Really happy he didn't go for the Brave Bird onto the Kyogre. Now, what I would have done instead was go for the Origin Pulse. On my IC team for the International Challenge, I was carrying Origin Pulse instead of Thunder. And that was just in case there were instances like that where it wasn't safe to go for the Water Spout. But this is actually a pretty tricky situation that I'm in because now The Groudon does get the sun up. It does get the sun up. So now I have to switch out something here in order to override that that weather. But here's the cool thing is my Kyogre is fast. His is presumably a slower Groudon since he looked like he had Trick Room on his team for just about everything. So I feel pretty safe, honestly, going for a Dragon Ascent. Well, no. I have Dragon Claw instead of Draco. This is also the wrong... Oh my goodness, man. On my IC team, I had Draco Meteor instead of Dragon Claw. I put the wrong move on him. That's going to be kind of interesting. I guess it won't matter too much here, but a Draco onto Groudon does a heck of a lot of damage. And I'm running a Life Orb Rayquaza if you guys haven't already seen the damage. So I'm just going to go for that. Get some damage off onto that, that Groudon, just in case it goes for an Eruption right here. And then we're going to switch Kyogre back out. Now, in retrospect, I probably should have gone for an attack onto that Ferrothorn, but again, I don't know if I really want to take a full-powered Eruption if he goes for it, so that's why I wanted to get some damage off on this Groudon. Not worried about finishing off the Groudon. We can do that easily with Kyogre, but I want to make sure that if we take an Eruption on the switch-in, that we don't just take a full-powered Eruption. So that's going to do over half, which is honestly just insane. The power of Rayquaza is so strong, man. And it's still hanging in there, which is good. Now, he goes for an Eruption, which is good. This is going to do about half as much damage as it would have done normally. And as you can see with the Salt Vest on that Landorus, able to take that like a champ, even with the rain ups, or with the sun up. So that is good. As my opponent goes for a Gyro Ball onto that Ferrothorn, not going to do too much because of the Intimidate. Does a lot, but not as much as it could have done, so that's good. That's good. Do I want to bring in Ferrothorn or do I want to bring in Kyogre here? Okay. Well, I think we'll go with the... I think we'll go with Kyogre here. I think we'll go with Kyogre and possibly switch out. I think we might switch out and bait the Protect. I'm going to assume that Groudon is going to Protect and he's going to Power Whip my Kyogre. Because it actually should be enough to take it out. An Ice Beam... Plus, what move do I have on my Landorus? I believe I have Superpower, right? No, I do not have Superpower. Okay, yeah. So, okay, no. I know what I'll do. I'll go for the Protect and Earthquake on this turn. Protect and EQ should be a pretty safe move here. If he doesn't Protect with Groudon, should be able to pick off the clean KO, and it's going to do a decent amount of Ferrothorn as well because it's neutral instead of you know, not resisted or, you know, super effective or whatever. So, Protect is going to go off. As the Groudon does go for the Protect, he presumably went for a Power Whip onto the Kyogre, but he may have targeted the Ferrothorn, in which case that would have been, or the Landorus, which would have been pretty smart too. Let's see what he does here. Okay, so that does a decent amount. He goes to the Leech Seed onto Kyogre. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. So now what I can do here is, man, okay. I can go for the Water Spout and easily pick off Groudon. And do a pretty decent chunk to Ferrothorn because this isn't the rain after all and I am still at full health. Question is, what move do I want to go for on my Landorus? I'm thinking knockoff here because if he doesn't target me, I believe I still live even after Iron Barbs. He has leftovers and not Rocky Helmet, so I think that is the safest move. Oh, he gets the double Protect, man. That's annoying. That's annoying. Okay, well, this could be a little rough here. What's going to happen? Oh, I live with just a sliver of health, man. Just a sliver of health. Knock off the leftovers, which is good. He's not going to be getting that health back. But Water Spout's going to connect here. How much is this going to do? It takes it out, which is perfect. Okay, so we are safe. Oh, man. Okay, we are safe. It looks like I got a crit, which may have mattered, honestly. It may have mattered, really. I don't know. I don't know how this match would have played out, honestly. Because if he target... Well, no. I think I was okay. I think I would have won regardless. Because Landorus would have been alive if he targeted... Kyogre or vice versa, so feeling pretty good about that. I think we'll go for the Rock Slide just to possibly get flinch in case it's a speed tie as my opponent goes for the forfeit, so that is a nice solid win. Good start. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new team. If you guys are enjoying what you see, be sure to like and subscribe for more if you want to see more VGC battles, as well as a bunch of let me get my stylus. As well as a bunch of analysis videos. We have done an analysis so far with this team. We have done an analysis on Kyogre and Rayquaza. I don't believe we've touched any of the other 4 Pokemon though, which actually could be some good Pokemon to choose, especially Togekiss. I'm really loving Togekiss. Didn't bring it in that last match because I really didn't need to. I didn't feel like it really could have served its purpose, but hopefully I'll be able to showcase Togekiss in this next game. Now, to elaborate a little bit more on this team, I started off really well in the International Challenge with it, had a lot of fun, And sadly, I found out I have a pretty bad matchup against the typical Xerneas and Primal Kyogre or Primal Groudon teams. Primarily Xerneas. I really struggle against Xerneas, preventing it from getting set up. It's a really tricky matchup. So the basic 6, you know, Mega Kangaskhan, Groudon, Xerneas, Smeargle, and then, you know, Mega Salamence and Ferrothorn or Amoonguss. I struggle so hard against those teams, and sadly, those are by far the most popular teams right now. So that is something I'm going to have to keep in mind with this team. I don't know if I'm really going to go to regionals with this team, but I wouldn't mind kind of getting some more inspiration off of it and building upon it some more in the future. But I figured it'd be fun to get some nice practice with it again, as we struggle to find an opponent. Maybe one of these days, Nintendo will be like, yeah, you deserve a battle, CWpoke. I think you deserve another match. But until then, looks like we're just kind of winging it for today. So yeah, how was your day, guys? How have you guys been? Tell me more. Tell me in the comments down below. I guess if you have been competing in VGC 16 right now, what team are you using? If you don't mind sharing, maybe you want to share like a special Pokemon you're using. Like, oh, I'm using a Ho-Oh, or I know some of you guys are using a Giratina. I see Giratina out there every now and then. Ho-Oh is something that would also be a pretty cool Pokemon to do in the near future. I'm looking into it, especially after facing John in that last game. And holy crap, man, we still have not gotten them. Posing trainer couldn't be found. Yeah, go figure, go figure. Please wait. No, we're not waiting a bit. We're going straight into it. Let's go back into rating battles. No, I do not want my battle videos shown. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, guys. We got this. Hopefully this time we'll be able to find a match. But, yes, in the meantime, guys, tell me in the comment section down below what you guys are currently running. What are some of your favorite Pokemon out there in the format right now? What have you been having the most success with? And all that good stuff. And then, yeah, hopefully this time we'll actually find a match. Now, I believe I said this a little earlier on, but that third loss was actually kind of me turning off my game because I realized I made a mistake. I picked the wrong Rayquaza, and I tried to record a battle episode right before this one, and it didn't go so well. As we find an opponent from Japan, Shunsuke, I believe, with a rating of 1655 or 65. My opponent has a very interesting team. A Smeargle, Mega Salamence, Primal Kyogre, Rhyperior, Dialga, and Gothitelle. If you guys don't know why I'm excited right now, we just did a Dialga analysis. This is perfect. If you guys want to see more about that analysis, possibly check that out before this match and see if we can apply any of the stuff that I learned from that analysis. Let's see what my opponent does. Now, this team is presumably Trick Room. You know, it's got the Gothitelle and Dialga. I'm gonna... it's really hard to say, but I want to bet that Smeargle is actually a slower Smeargle. I believe it's probably a slower Smeargle. Probably has like the fake out, follow me support, so it's probably Focus Sash. Probably not Choice Scarf. That'd be a little risky on his end. So spread moves here, very, very valuable. In fact, he doesn't have a Primal Groudon, so I'm not very scared of leading with my Kyogre here. And maybe even Landorus, honestly. Although we might want something... I don't know, man. I don't know. This is actually a very rough matchup, to be honest. Mienshao would be pretty good here, I think. And then maybe Ferrothorn in the back, just in case it gets set up. Again, we always want to kind of prepare for that. And do we want Rayquaza or do we want Togekiss? I don't think Landorus... Landorus's EQ would actually be pretty nice here. But... I don't know. I think Rayquaza could also be pretty good, just for that solid damage. Hate not bringing a Rayquaza. It's just so strong. We'll bring Landorus. I kind of want Togekiss now, but that's alright. We'll bring Landorus. And hopefully be able to EQ some good stuff, because, you know, Dialga's not going to appreciate that EQ. It's not going to be a one-shot by any means, but it will do some good damage. It will definitely be a 2-hit KO. And, yeah, so let's see what my opponent leads with. Probably a Gothitelle. No, Dialga and Salamence. I like this. I like this lead matchup because I don't have to worry about being trapped right now. If you guys don't know... one of Gothitelle's abilities, the one that it pretty much always uses, is Shadow Tag, which locks you in place unless you're a Ghost type. So, this is good because we can switch out if we need to. And honestly, looking at this matchup, this is a little tricky here because he did lead Mega Salamence, which is kind of his fast mode. So he can just get some quick damage off and then switch into something in Trick Room or whatever. So, not sure how much I like that, and the fact that we don't have Origin Pulse is a little concerning. But we do have Thunder, which is actually really good against the opposing Kyogre, assuming he brought it, which he probably did. So what do I want to do here? I'm thinking we actually Ice Beam that Salamence and fake out the fake out the Dialga. I think that's probably our best bet here. I'm thinking he's going to go for a Hyper Voice and a Trick Room. Or maybe a Double Edge and a Trick Room. He might switch out, but I doubt it. Nope, he doesn't switch out. He stays in, Mega Evolve. So let's see what he goes for. He probably went for a Double Edge or a Hyper Voice. If he goes for Double Edge, probably onto Kyogre. Probably onto Kyogre, trying to get some good damage off. As the Dialga goes for the Protect. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's very interesting. And he goes for the Hyper Voice, which is good. I don't mind that too much because that's going to take me down to Sash. I don't care. Me and Shadow doesn't care with a Focus Sash. And, you know, Kyogre takes that like a champ. A Double Edge would have been a lot worse. So that's good. That should be enough to take out the Salamence. Bam, that's a fainted Salamence if I've ever seen one. So that's a pretty good start, honestly. My opponent did not really a whole lot of offensive pressure. Although, oh, he brings in Kyogre. Very interesting. I was thinking maybe he could bring in Smeargle and, you know, get a free fake out KO or something, but looks like no. Maybe my opponent didn't even opt to bring Smeargle in this match. I don't know, but I feel like my opponent kind of missed playing with the Hyper Voice there. I don't see where that really would have gotten him, in all honesty. Now, what I want to do here is question is, do I care if Trick Room gets set up? I have a Ferrothorn. If Trick Room gets set up, that benefits me even more as far as facing that Kyogre. So do I care? Do I care? Or do I just want to take it out and just have the speedy advantage, which I kind of do like that idea. So I kind of want to low kick an Ice Beam. He can't go for a Protect this turn unless he wants to double Protect, so we're just going to go for that. Ice Beam and low kick should be enough to take this out unless it's Citrus Berry. Let's see. Low kick. Ooh. That is a very bulky Dialga. This is not going to take it out. That is not going to take it out. Oh, the critical hit. Oh, man. Oh, that's kind of rough. That's kind of rough. As my opponent goes to the Origin Pulse, that 85% accuracy is showing as it misses my Kyogre, which is good. Gets that nice crit, that revenge crit on my Mienshao. Don't think that mattered. Pretty sure that did not matter too much, but all right. Now what do we want to do here? Okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Now, he could possibly have a Smeargle chilling in the back seat. But I still don't want to bring out Ferrothorn because Ferrothorn is going to be our guaranteed counter against that Kyogre as long as we don't have it take unnecessary damage. As my opponent goes to the... He has the Smeargle. Okay. Okay. Now what? Alright. Let's think about this here. It's probably a Focus Sash Smeargle. If he has a Choice Scarf Smeargle and he brought it in this matchup, that is very questionable. But, I mean, honestly, it would pay off really well for him at this point. So, what I think I want to do here is go for the Rock Slide and Water Spout. Now, there's a crazy chance this could be a Wide Guard Smeargle. I don't see it happening. If anything, he's probably going to go for the Fake Out and or Follow Me. Or, not and or even the Spiky Shield. So, at the very worst, we possibly get to flinch this Kyogre and deal some chip damage. So I say we go for that. And honestly, this matchup I think is pretty much in the bag for me as my opponent doesn't go for Fake Out. So Rock Slide hits both opponents. Does it get a flinch on anything? I don't know. It does a lot. And then Kyogre gets the Water Spout off. Going to easily take out that Smeargle. Surprised he didn't go for a Fake Out or anything. Because he could have, you know, finished off my Landorus with an Origin Pulse. Even though I have an Assault Vest, you know, in the rain. You guys are going to see right here. It is going to take out my Landorus, I believe. It should. Yeah, doesn't even come close to, I mean, that HP bar just disappeared. It vanished. I don't know where it went. But this is good because now I can bring in Ferrothorn here, and we have some pretty good, we have a pretty good shot at just, you know, hitting him with a Thunder. Thunder actually working out really well in this instance, and a Power Whip to finish him off. Hopefully Power Whip does not miss, but we should be okay. We should honestly be fine. As my opponent goes for the forfeit once again, man. Forfeits left and right. Forfeits left and right. Oh my goodness, we just haven't been able to get a clean from start to finish game. That is okay. That is good that we are starting off very strong with this team. In fact, you know, here's the thing. If you guys have not seen the match against John Hu, please check that out. But I will spoil this much. We are so far, I think, undefeated at least on Battlespot. I don't believe I've lost a match yet in Road to Regionals as far as the Battlespot side of it goes. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling pretty good. It sucks that we had to take that loss due to the blooper that I will be showing later on. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will keep doing these videos until Regionals comes up soon. Be sure to check out my analysis videos. We just did an analysis on Dialga. Sadly, that Dialga wasn't really able to do anything, so we don't know what kind of Dialga it really was. But yeah, so be sure to check that out as well. I will link all that stuff down below if you guys want to see those playlists. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for hopefully on Sunday, I believe, there will be a pretty cool VGC-based episode or a video coming out. So stay tuned for that as well. And I will see you guys in the next episode. So until then, guys, peace out.